still got all this fake, not exciting stuff going on out there in the world. I keep hearing about they got a new story every day or something, it seems. And I'm still trying to figure out when these people are going to get interrogated who have been playing games and trying to kill me and stuff. And why everyone just allows that to happen. Or actually, I mean, we've got what, like 100,000 plus people probably have to be at least support groups on the very end, and fucking quite a lot involved themselves. But I notice is like everyone doesn't do anything. They don't know anything. They don't know what's going on. I bet you even if I talk to those people, they go, I don't know what I'm doing. We just wrote it on the map. We was going to kill you, and then we did. Oh, ain't that great? You don't die, though, because you can't die. Yeah, yay, we just get to keep trying to kill you. And then, that happens, and, like, people just talk to me like it's just a fun, funny day. And it's fun and funny. It's so fun and funny, isn't it? It's so fun and funny all the time, ain't it? You guys, you got your gay pornos, and you got your hamburgers, and your churches, and where you can rape children at, and all that fun stuff. Doesn't that ever get old? Doesn't doing the same thing every day and doing absolutely nothing and preventing other people from doing anything ever get old and shit? I guess it's probably real fun on the other side, because you're getting to fuck children, and you're getting to, like enslave people, and then you're getting to make stupid people fucking run in circles and stuff and laugh at them and stuff. It sounds fun. If you're one of these Cthulhu, Jeffrey Epstein type individuals, anyways, which there'd be a lot there, Hey, like, that's weird. They keep it to themselves too. Like, if I went outside and threatening to kill children and torture children if they didn't worship me, I wouldn't have, like, who knows what would happen, right? But they just do it. They'd be like, yeah, come over here, we're gonna chop you up and suck you off, and people are like, yeah, it's for God. And I mean, there's some fucking loonies. Like, I've been avoiding them since I was like, had my first thoughts. They said some shit, and I'm like, but you are fucked in your head, aren't you? And like, lo and behold, do we get fucking proof of fucking shit like that is probably the least offensive traits they have. Because you won't be a child forever, right? So child abuse isn't a problem. Because you're only a child for like 10 years. And then it becomes legal to do things to people. Not that it was illegal in the first place, right? They're like drugging children, and they electrocute them, and used to put them on racks, I'm sure. But yeah, that's crazy. Like, we got all this cool, exciting things going on in the world, and I want to know why these Team Scum here has been involved in my life at all, let alone like a reoccurring theme here. I mean, they're like fucking literally like bots. They haven't changed since I was born. They just kind of do the same thing here on a cycle. I think every female I've been around, including my mom, was trying to like get me with men. Like, most of the ones I remember, and then like occasionally, like I remember like, oh, that happened too. And it's like, so I must like, rule it out. If they've known me for a week or something, they like, I have guys doing that, obviously, right? Fucking, because, I'm from USA in Columbus. This is like this is where they started all that stuff. This is like Jeffrey Epstein's like bosses who run this place and shit. And it shows. They live underground, bro. They's underground and shit. You don't know about them. When you fucking wear all this shit, you don't know about them. Fucking let that type of shit raise that city and populates it, obviously, and shit. They have their own special side of town too for like rich people, so maybe they all live out there or something, but yeah, like all this stuff people are talking about, like all the time. It's like, why are we talking about this? Like, I have like things I have questions I need answered from like 45 years ago, and like morons just talk over me and shit, and it's like this is an adult lifestyle here, adult conversation. Like we really don't need someone's fucking input on Kim Kardashian or fucking eating tacos or whatever. Fucking we got problems to solve here, and we got to figure out why so many people are the problem and protecting the problem as part of the problem. How come certain people who like obviously weren't inserted to be real close to you are like get upset when you discuss the problem of people trying to kill you? And I guess it's because they're involved in it. Like it probably, thinking about that or something. I don't know how they can figure it out mentally, because to them everything is just what they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does a tiger go around being like, oh my god, I can't believe I killed that jackass jackal. Fucking, I can't believe I had to kill those hyenas surrounding me today. Does a lion or a tiger ever do that? No. Does a hyena ever be like, oh my god, I can't believe these dumbasses just tried to attack a tiger again and got fucking ripped apart? Do they have like a meeting about that? Obviously not, because they don't change. So, but we should have a meeting here about people, like things, whatever. They're obviously not people. Things following people around and setting up things like death attempts. Is there a certain visually labelable people, visually identifiable people, personality trait identifiable? Is there something like this where we can try to curb things like this and stuff, where you have people working together like magic or something, doing some of the usual, child molestation type personality traits, and just running wild. And for some reason, no other nations bring this up ever when they're attacking this, but they're all ran by the same pedophile race. So, so at some point in time, someone killed the leaders there, and they changed their flag to it, and to this Middle Eastern stuff in some nations. No insult to the Muslims, because they're not even gay like the rest of the people are. And that's, like one out of, you've like removed your right foot from hell, and your left foot might still be in the lava, but you're still like, a step away from someone else dragging lava into your house when they step in and stuff. And yeah, like we don't have any answers. There's no answers. I just sit here my whole life and I ask for answers, and like humans are like, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go avoid you and go do something. They're like, no, don't do anything now. You gotta just don't do anything. Some weird shit, how it's like a pattern here, and they always, pretty much a lot of the times, they identify themselves as this Abrahamic thing. It's like they're a evil bot species or something, who are forced to like identify themselves. Some people, like, that's half the conversation I have with them. You get your 2 to 3 sentences, if I'm lucky, and And some of those people take that 2 to 3 sentences they get to identify themselves, as if would give a rat's ass about your bloodline or what you are, unless, it's odd. Sometimes I think there's this evil one out there hunting and killing people, and they seem to be the ones who identify themselves as that. And especially when problems come, they identify themselves, and they say it's because they're caramel and stuff. You got a whole bunch of wish-washy shit, and all I know is there's a whole bunch of terrorists around here in the United States. They must have painted themselves white, because terrorist means brown, kill the brown people. So they painted themselves white. They went to the paint store and spent a few bucks apparently or something. They painted themselves gray. There's no white, is there? There's gray people. And they tell you what gray people mean, don't they? And that's odd, because gray people would be the ones who can teleport, and these people are the ones who can teleport and shit. So they're busy talking about this stuff that doesn't matter to anyone, has no value on anything. And I've got my own life, trying to figure out why I'm not allowed to escape it and why I had to be in it. And I have all these beautiful things happen to me that lead to, like, everything that happens. And, on repeat filters, like we have an evil bot race trying to force their way into your life to cause problems. And it makes it, it makes it so pretty much it's identifiable. Like, it's weird, like if someone were trying to like them trying to kill me and stuff, and them trying to force their way into my life, like, they would think, like, they could, like, figure out how to kill someone properly, being like the people who run the world, and it can't be too hard, right? I guess that's why they start when you're a kid or something, is hoping that later in life, after they drug you 10,000 times, it causes some sort of problem and stuff. That would be in line with the Bible, wouldn't it? It just says kill everyone. So, and it does say plagues, but other than that, it specifies, stupid ways, and not quite in detail, but it kind of is. With the rape ritual, it's pretty in detail what to do. You just go act like you're someone's friend and prevent them from having other friends. The story of Astor, that's what they do, and they celebrate that yearly. And that's just the root people. Astor went and raped everyone in the world, and so lots of people are like half them, and they're accepting to be beneficials of those beneficiaries of that half kickback they get, and at least settling for that, knowing that if they try to achieve, they won't be able to, because they're not full bloods. That supposedly failed on them before. One of the times they, you gotta shed your empire. You gotta keep erasing your tracks and stuff. Other than that, someone can catch on to it a lot easier and stuff. And for some reason they do that, and then they still use like the Amon Ra thing. Everyone's like, please give me $1 million, Amon Ra. You know how that works, like, Lord, please stop destroying the world, Amon Ra. And using the pyramid and stuff like that. It makes no sense if they're thinking beings, they would retain things like that. But they do. They do a few dumb things that, like, wow, you worked 6,000 years and couldn't edit that out by now and stuff. like slightly changing the Bible and stuff. Not that you really need to read that, because it's just telling you like 6, 7 basic talk points and shit. Kill everybody, rape everybody, and kill them by acting like they're your family. So we gotta figure out how these bots be like teaming up against me. Like, what's up with that? Like, seriously, I'm like numero uno in this world, and humans have like a meeting and they're fucking, I don't know, in our drive, and I discuss these events and how to deal with it or something. Like, oh my god, dude. I think this is that God guy that says that in the Bible too, doesn't it? Kill anyone who thinks they're God and stuff. But they're the ones trying to convince me of that for the most part. So they were already doing that since I was a kid. I definitely didn't think that when I was a kid. Is being shown how inferior I am to them. Fucking. And being trained to go fight and die for wars, in wars for them. Yeah. But what's up with that? We got nothing. No one talking about anything. Got the people around me acting like they were like people from my own blood, acting like I'm the enemy, and those people on TV, they're working with them to kill me. Like, they totally give off that vibe and stuff. And it's not that they didn't really before. It's just, you know, when I'm talking about people killing me and stuff, you know, when I'm telling people, so if something happens to me, someone can be like, oh, he said people are trying to kill him. I get the idea that these people wouldn't say that if anything happens, so it doesn't look good. It's pointless. It's like the closest people I've been around the longest to study, and largely if I'm around people, they ask me to, because I don't talk to people, so it's always because of that, pretty much. Until I see something, and then I would talk to it. I talked to someone when I was like 38, I remember. No, I was 40, my bad. I'm sure I did before. I just gave up, and then I realized, looking back, that it's this is pretty set up here. Like, you know, you get kidnapped in 2020 when you're trying to talk to people, trying to dance with females, and their people just start grabbing you like you're their girlfriend, and they're mad at you or something because you're over there talking to some other people and stuff. And that just happens. They grab the other people too to pull them the other way. And it wasn't like all cute and shit. There was all up in my face and stuff. And then they're the ones who sent me a little child later, so it's not like these people look like they was probably 18 and stuff, and they was in a place way past their bedtime if they weren't fucking, you know, place people past their bedtime at that time they don't even know exist and stuff. And so yeah, that was weird. Later they do send like a kid, and then they send someone to talk to me about that. But yeah, like, see what I'm saying? We got all this stuff going on, and we don't have a single answer about anything. We don't have nothing going on. No one. People, half the country is, well, the media, online and shit, is showing accounts saying people support the government. I've never met a person who supports the government. They do support that supremacy shit through their actions and how they talk. everyone I know supports wars, and unless they're telling you they don't. Like, you have the 2020 stuff, like, might be some females who didn't, but then again, they all prove themselves as liars. Like the first day I met them, and I had to like spend years like testing. I didn't like test people real fast and stuff, and lots of people would lie about shit to come around me, fucking, and lots of other weird shit lines up with this stuff too, fucking. As weird people around me can change someone else, but don't know there were. I mean, they always add the branding of these people. But anyways, like, you see, why are we talking about any of this shit? Can't we just do one thing? Like every 10 years, I'm like, let's do one thing, and then that never happens, and so we move on in life. You know, knowing that pretty much the only point to this place is going outside and avoiding people, having to go to mountains and shit like that to avoid people, because that's all they talk about. And weird shit like that. I even went to a theater fucking in 2020, like, that was weird. Why would I do that? I think it's like a habit that was like subconscious there, you know, because I should do that. But yeah, so, you know, I don't expect much to happen here. It's been a while since I've been asking about that stuff. It's been at least 2020. And I guess I was talking about that stuff was happening before, right? And I was talking about it. Like, obviously, the stuff in DC, I think that was before 2020. That was looking like people were set up to assault me. Oh yeah, we had my transmission gone. You see what I'm saying? Even I'm moving on from shit because I have to. Because it's just like every time I turn around, I don't do anything, and it's just like that's all that happens. It's like my life is these events happening. And those events are generally people who prevent you from doing anything else, who aren't wanted. It's so weird how it's like all forced like this and shit. And then I get like the same looking people, so I'm wondering, you know, if that ain't it. But there's obviously, you know, my first memory was when they were fucking with me when I was in kindergarten and shit, or first grade. They didn't fuck with me in first grade. They were kindergarten. They did something useful, and then after that they started some weird druggings, and I get like third person camera mode during this shit, and I get to hear fucking people like all far away through some dividers, and have to watch them just to get like a couple words to figure out what's about to happen the next week and stuff, which is happening. So it's like for some reason that memory is showing me like always focusing on like a third, like a fifth group of people and shit who wouldn't be the main people whose face is on everything. But I'm sure one of them was probably close. And in fact, I can't prove those people aren't them, because they do, you know, those people in their groups always call those people retarded and point out this shit. I don't know if that's true. I went to Mexico and it wasn't like, it wasn't like what they say here. So, I wouldn't trust it, except for they're like abrahamics. So um, it's like, well, you took their symbols. They have their symbols in Mexico, though, so doesn't mean they're all there. But obviously, you got a lot there. If they're around me when I'm there, they're able to do that. We don't have any answers about any of this stuff. Like, I'm just like sitting here, like wondering when I get to die. That's a good question. And forget all this stuff. And then, why. Then after that, we can figure out why it seems like there's like this repeat why there is. I mean, it doesn't seem like it when you write something on the internet, on Google Maps, on something that only middle class people and above could change. Well, in the media, why they can do that and then organize a bunch of their fellow crackheads and abrahamics, their Abrahamic pals, crackheads, Abrahamics, same thing. They're just inventing that word to explain away how they act. It's like they're inventing transsexualism to try to hide how they look in plastic surgery. Probably why they had to wear makeup back in the Amen Ra days. It helps give an illusion of a different facial figure. Well, let's figure it out. Like, I'm getting tired of hearing about other people when I have a question and no one cares about that. So, not sure why everything in my entire life is supposed to be about someone else, and there's not, anything of value happening over here, and someone else is like a serial killer, pretty much, and it's just like socially acceptable, I guess, to do shit like that. Some organizations fucking well, someone let me know. I've already said this before, and you see where hope and good thinking get you in life. There isn't any, and that's just like I was born, and I'm still here today, trying to figure out what the fuck. And the best I get is people denying that they're doing things and threatening to kill me if I keep saying stupid things like people are trying to kill me type shit. Fucking type of shit like that. And, yeah. I'm sure they got something good in store, right? There's always something good. It's always something happening, and some fake escalation when they make some cute AI videos of something happening in the world that may or may not have happened, and it doesn't matter anyways. And they're all talking about all this tariff, like, ooh, there's another tariff. Oh my God, how many taxes are there? You gotta pay them how much money every week just to live and stuff? No one cares about the tariff. Like, they're consumers. They're not mathematicians. They don't know what tariffs could do, apparently, or something. I don't know. Like I said, they seem to be some evil people, because we had some who are like, I'm like, people are trying to kill me, and they're like, shut up, I'm trying to watch the people trying to kill you type shit. And I was like, well, that's what I thought, but I had to test this on you, so I brought it up. You didn't have to get that fucking vicious about it. Shit. That's why you can't date anyone in this country either. Can you imagine me sitting around with someone talking about that? And then they look like those people, probably are those people, brought in by those people. And eventually it turns to just shut up or I'll kill you and shit with certain people out there. It's because it's like, it's all you got. You know, it's like that. For the ones who can't be like, oh, we can do that because we're smarter than you, and it makes no sense. See, what do you mean you're smarter than who? Is that why you're trying to kill me? Because you're smarter than me? That's crazy, ain't it? They're trying to kill me because they're smarter than me. You know, to me it sounds like those people would be trying to kill people because they're dumb and they want to be the smart people. So they figured out, because they're dumb, they figured out that if you kill all the people who aren't like them, then they'll become the new smart people. You kill everyone smarter than you, then you will be the smartest person, right? I don't know how an idiot could figure that out, but their personality trait is kind of like, you know, kind of like, what was that called when it automated? It's like automated or something sometimes. I mean, look at some of the shit that goes on. You tell me that's not like automated, that they go from 6,000 years ago talking about killing the whole planet, raping the kids, to like still saying like the same words, but using the same thing in like 1,000 different categories. You got taxes and tariffs and taxes and taxes and taxes. Like, that's kind of recent that they even talked about tariffs. I'm sure they already existed in the first place and stuff. And that's the check, and that's just like take money off the top so they get paid, because they know if you order something from overseas, they don't get paid from the 9 taxes you pay through the store. You know, you got your shipper's tax, your producer's tax, your material tax, you got shit material. If you have like 100 materials, technically there's like 100 different taxes probably on each of them. They gotta purchase it to make that plastic fork or something. And they just took the tariffs over there to give Israel. They took the money that they jacked up the prices of food and shit to and everything else, to go send food over to Israel and stuff. So they already got enough. You know, Donald Trump's got plenty of food and mansions to sleep in, so he doesn't need any more tariff money. I'm sure he gets his percentage, but you got these people talking about all this shit, and no one's talking about why like whole groups of like hundreds plus people involved can write on their highly protected software. They're going to try to ambush me, which leads to usual stuff they do, like why do you poison people and cut their brake lines type shit. That'd be to kill them, right? So, you know, we have the same actions here, same people. Of course, anytime they, you know, be like, I don't know what you're doing, what you're talking about, type stuff, shit. They was there to save me from themselves. That one time in Washington State, they were to try to kill me, kick me out, and then give me a place to stay. You know, because after they try to kill you, they gotta teach you they're your friend and shit. You ever met anyone like that? Esther's like that to the children she raped and stuff. So I think of that because trying to figure out like how that works. You know, people try to kill you, and other people are just like, shut up, I love those people. And yeah, it's messed up that they exist. I mean, they don't, but the illusion they exist, right? Like, that's messed up. Fucking, I don't think in reality anyone's lazy and fucking whack in their head. Santa Claus, child rapist and shit. Like, shit, I was born, like, not like that. So, it's like, 1 second old, you're like, wait a minute, what if they're making shit up here? It's kind of easy to see people are doing that type of shit. Got all this fake media. It's like, why do I want to hear that though, right? Like, I got a question. I got a question about this stuff going on and stuff. Like, why does it matter who the fuck they're killing across seas when they're trying to kill me over here? What the fuck do I give a shit about anyone overseas? What the fuck do I give a shit if they have nukes for? What are they gonna do? Kill the people trying to kill me? Oh my God, my heart goes out to the wounded victims. Oh my God, just Satan, why would you leave them alive? You're evil, Satan. You're only killing the good people. Man. Yeah, fucking, that's awesome though. That's awesome that happens and everyone else's life just goes on while they're trying to kill and enslave people. Their life just, I guess the more you kill and the more people you enslave, the better life ends up being for you. That makes sense to me. You know, the Pope lives in a gold mansion. There people have killed everyone on the planet and replaced most of them. So he lives pretty nice and it's a gold mansion. And he's the only person on the earth with so much money he can get a gold mansion. But they got some mansions out here, Jeffrey Epstein's people do. Okay. Victoria's Secret people, they got some mansions out there. But still, no answers from me. And of course, you know, like last time, it was like, oh, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about what we've done. And it's like, well, I'm not. I was talking about something else, so don't worry about that, friend. I've got you covered on that one, son. We're not talking about you. No, we aren't. I'm talking about fucking killers and murderers that all planning fucking deaths and slowly poisoning people over centuries and stuff. And the groups that tend to protect them and identify themselves as if it's like a bad character in a game. And it's got that introduction or something. Bad character in a book. It's got like an introduction. He introduces himself. It's like, you know, it doesn't even introduce himself. It just says like across the screen, Mark from the House of Duke. It's like, well, why do I care if he's from the House of Duke? Why do they do that? Why do they identify themselves and stuff when they do these things? It's weird how, like, I guess maybe everyone on the earth is under the spell or something, but I think most of the times with people like really cause problems, it always involve them identifying themselves, and like the 3 sentences we have between each other sometimes is a little more, but if there's only like fucking 2 or 3 sentences, I can recall the times people do that shit, they generally identify themselves. For some reason, one person was showing me their pics, and like it was like, look, I didn't used to have blonde hair, but, and it sounded weird, and they're like, but it changed. So I think maybe like, I mean, they gave me gifts from, you know, their people, Trump and stuff. So maybe that counts. That one person showed me a bunch of shit, but he said weird shit too. He's like, there's only 7 of us, and that's like something they'd say. And you know, they were all killed off, but he was like kind of against that stuff. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out what this is and why this happens. And everyone else is talking about all this stupid stuff that's happening in the world. And I'm just like sitting here like, what the fuck am I here for? And why do I have to be? And obviously the answer isn't pedophiles said so, because pedophiles don't get a say in my life, especially homos. They never get a say. They ruined it for themselves. A little bit too rapey for me and stuff. Then again, that's probably the point of a Middle Eastern religion, making you rape little boys, is to turn them into bitches. That's their type of move, their type of action, not just for fun, do it for a purpose too and stuff, right? So I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, and when I'm going to get some help for people trying to kill me, and everyone else just like, it's like, no, that's okay, people trying to kill you, goody goody gumdrops, lollipops and flowers and bumblebees and kisses and hugs. And I'm like, well, why are you talking to me? Like, I don't even talk to people about that shit to begin with. But how come we got like an important topic over here to discuss? We got a matter of life or death. And then we got all this dumbass bot this, AI video that type shit. Bigfoot and Santa Claus, so important to talk about. Is Michelle transgender? And you know, she's other people, that's all that matters. We don't need any more answers as to who she is, who their people usually are. We don't need answers. We don't need answers to the same dumb questions that are going nowhere. No one's even asking those questions. Who are those people? Pointless. So when are we gonna like have this little interrogation thing on these people who have been involved in this stuff, and all the people who are protecting the people involved in this stuff, and the people who don't think it matters, and they're better people, so they deserve to be able to do type of stuff like that. So I'll be waiting, as I've sat around and waited my whole life for absolutely nothing, knowing that that's probably all there is. And yeah. Wow. Well, here comes McDonald's now, huh? Isn't that great how you can like live your entire life because some pedophile rape it for someone else, because there's like pedophile rapists are like allowed to talk, yet alone exist and be in public and stuff. I mean, it like rules every nation. It's like, I don't know, like stalkers and murderers. I'm pretty sure it's all intertwined because so many of them are there, so might as well include them at all times. Yeah, it's like obviously that's set up, and it's looking like they're bots with no thoughts. So I'm not sure what's in their head, but this seems to be like a evil organization. Obviously, it's called the government. Yeah, I think we've already established that that group exists, and you got their religions, which obviously that's just that's like government too and stuff. It's the same thing, just different tactics. You got like 2 governments for every nation, pretty much. That way, if one falls, the others are like, well, we didn't like them anyways. And everyone's like, oh God, thank God someone else didn't actually like them. Now I don't have to do anything or go anywhere because they've got it under control. We're gonna go places real soon. Anyways, yeah, another beautiful day out of the way, right? And, well, at least you guys got McDonald's, right? And I've got the joy of watching you guys get McDonald's too, so that's a good thing. That's fucking amazing shit. Fucking the bots be posting their videos like in response. It's like, well, you know what I'm talking about. Don't like respond like, well, I don't know anything about it or I'm not involved. It's like, yeah, clearly. No computer's involved in what any other part of the computer is doing. Not at all. Not at all. Not every single person who looks like that is causing those problems in everyone else's life, just in mine. So the ones in other people's lives must not be doing it to them, right? Except for I'm watching them do it to other people's lives, so, you know, the ones around me. Well, hopefully you guys get your shit sorted out and fucking get back to school or whatever it takes and stuff. Keep you off the streets, off the crack cocaine, or at least educate you not to smoke it out of plastic pipes. So I think recently that happened. A lot of stuff has changed. People might not be able to afford glass. I think some people are smoking out of plastic these days or something. It's my best guess that why some things have increased in those areas, right? Maybe they got their new pills or something. Who knows? I don't really want to hear their sob story because they're just going to use it to like talk over me asking why these other people are trying to kill me, and everyone else is just like, well, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some answers, right? Like, we're still waiting on one of those other things to happen. Not really anymore. No. We gotta find something new to do every 10 years to chase around and never do. Great, amazing. Yeah, we're gonna go far in this world. We're gonna go so far. You got mentally retarded people fucking and keeping everyone below them, so they can feel special and be somebody by preventing everyone else from doing anything. And just you got crackheads everywhere, and crackhead ain't from drugs. That's just how people act. That's literally how some people act, and then they invent drugs to scapegoat. Fucking, they love that word, don't they? As if the Pope 2,000 years ago needed cocaine to go molest boys, and they weren't already doing it. It was already a crackhead. It didn't change when he got crack. That probably sums it up. The whole process there is super high price for nothing. It's just like a show of like just how much money you can throw in the trash. People get high off that apparently. It's like, oh man, check this out. Oh, I'm so rich I can just throw this away. And the hoe's like, yeah, oh, it's great, man. You throw all that money away on me. Fucking. But in the end, they were acting that way before that, weren't they? I don't think that there's a drug epidemic here. I think it's just probably something that people have been doing for a long time. Like running around the streets screaming, "Here come the flying invisible reindeers! Here come the flying invisible reindeer!" And everyone's just like, okay, yeah, pretty cool. And you just like leave them alone, and then they flourish. Fucking, then they end up in control of everything. Apparently you got Joe Biden and Musk, kings of crack. Haven't heard about any crackheads in the news except for them in the past, I don't know, year or something. Well, that's another story, and we're just trying to figure out why they're allowed to go around doing these things and stuff, and just in general, like why, you got like crackhead pedo trash fucking running around. I guess I'm supposed to assume this is like they go to their churches or something and discuss killing me or something. There's synagogues and other places, every other place. I went to the church and they were discussing worshiping them, and it's like, yeah, that's a great fucking sermon. I love that. Take me to a place, so I'm trying to avoid people, and they're trying to trick me and force me to go in there. And they're talking about worshiping them while I'm there. And it looks like it's them leading it. If not, they're sitting around like Muppeteers. They do that a lot. I want my question. I want my life. I want a life. I want rid of the memory of this world, and be able to have a life. in a better world. In a world where you're allowed to have a life and you don't just have these vicious criminal cartel organizations who apparently are just, Nazis. One bloodline under different names, running everything and trying to kill people. I don't know what would trigger them. Probably like me not believing in Santa Claus when I'm a kid. Do they start trying to kill people around that age or something? Is that like the marker or something? See, there's all these important questions, and then people are just ignoring. And they're like, oh, check it out. Oh, Donald Trump's got blue shoes today. It's so cool. And Iran's leader has pink shoes, too. It's so cool. And I'm like, well, we got adult things here to discuss. We can't talk about, like, you stealing more land and stuff, because we got, like, problems. They're like serious problems and not just playing games and steal more land or something. Government, what's that? The DOGE, the government spending reduction, whatever. Ooh, it sounds so important. Maybe if they reduce the spending, they'll figure out who these people are and what they've been up to, and maybe they'll figure out what these other characters on this earth who aren't even people are doing in this world. And we got none of these answers. We're on to the next one. Like, ooh, Kim Kardashian had a child, baby Kardashian. What's baby Kardashian wearing? It's like, ooh. And the great leader of the Muslims had a baby too. And ooh, what's the baby wearing? It's so important. It's so important what these other people are doing. When people are trying to kill you, it always is. You're always like, yeah, that's so good. It's so great. And you got other people fucking with your life and shit. It's always like, what you do is you put on a smiley face and you just be like, I love it. I'm going to give you all my money. How much money do you want from me for some crack? You is a good man. I'll give you all the money for crack. And they just like, yeah, stop talking about the other stuff, man. Let's just talk about crack. Smoke some crack, man. It's like, so those are the interactions I've been getting since beginning, like wanting something for myself. Answer. And literally they send crackheads many times, because it's not the drugs they're using, it's who they are. It's people. They're blaming drugs for who they are. Know lots of people like that. Lazy piece of shit gonna blame marijuana for it if you ask him or something. They blame their sad, pathetic lives that they never tried anything, and that's what one terrorist I know, I think, did and shit. But you could tell by that person's story that probably wasn't new at all. But anyway, so yeah, we got all this stuff happening in my life, and no answers, no progress on that. And meanwhile, the world is inventing new dumb bullshit every 4 years and never They're just talking about shit and they're never solving anything. They're just acting like they care. Kind of like people did it before 2020. They was like, I hate the government, I'm not with the government. And then all of a sudden they're with the government and they're going to kill you because the government said to kill you in 2020. I knew, that obviously I knew people who would rather like see me dead than the people that killed me if they liked them. Be interrupted while they're speaking. Obviously, I knew, the personalities who would be supportive of that would be like that, because people like that just default to kill you in any situation. They forget they might be able to get 5 cents off you and might have got 5 cents before, but if a new person they can ask for 5 cents comes along, and that person is of higher importance than someone they've already gotten, 100 cents from. I don't know if it's like they feel like maybe they don't have any more. They might be out of pennies or something, or if it's just like loyalty to strangers. But damn, bro, that's like some weird shit too. How many times that happened when I think of it. Yeah, we got these repeat patterns. Is that how all humans act and stuff? I know we got 2 phenotypes in my life mostly. So I don't know a whole lot personally about many of others and stuff, because how those, mainly those phenotypes were the ones following me in 2020. Across the nation and shit. Fucking hell. So obviously they were there before, and then the clone shows up and the original shows up. Obviously that's like admission that you're involved pretty much to pull a stunt like that. And again, that shit, bro. Those people would literally be the ones threatening to kill me and shit. And were fucking. But they like act like you're their friend or something and shit. And it's like, no, not really. Just supposed to be friends with people who act like that and act like it. That person went further than most, but definitely further psycho. Not too many people fucking attack me, but like Aster can drain your life and shit. There are people like it seems to be the only thread I could have in common with why we have like the same type of homo rapist people. You can see their group does the time waste thing and shit, and that's for people who Aster are targeting. That's for people who don't worship them. Aster does what targets people who don't worship. So, what do they do with their lives if anyone else is out there has a life? And they're like, well, don't they have lives? Like, do they? How does all that? They ain't got to drive far if they can teleport, right? They ain't got to drive. They don't have to waste all day driving anywhere. How do they do that shit? So what are they busy doing if they just magically appear? Stuff like that. They ain't spending no time doing anything. Anyways, let's see. here I am making a video for people, doing what they want, doing, actually, I think they wanted that shit before they were pushing it on me. Right, I probably could have been like in the New World room and shit. Sure looks like they wanted someone to work for them and shit. Sure looks like everyone else is working for them too, so obviously they usually let people work for them and stuff. Well, I'm sure we're going to get some answers right after we get the answers to is Santa Claus real and is it Bigfoot real? Oh my God, Bigfoot. Oh, there's some new footage the other day they showed me. Oh, it's so great. It's so great, man. Well, you guys will let me know. You guys can scream there, be like, hey, we set up the interrogation date and shit. And guys let me know. Other than that, like for the people who are like being paid to or the bots are being generated, whichever way it works, to come like talk and shit. Let's get something done. Let's stop being lazy pieces of shit doing nothing. Let's do something in this world, right? Let's figure out what's going on. Like, let's stop having the lazy people who want to avoid the only topic that's allowed to be even involved in my life and talk about some irrelevant shit. Maybe we can figure something out after that, right? I don't think anyone on this planet's going to figure anything else out, right? Because, like, no one's even tried to figure out if Scooby-Doo and Santa are real or not. So, you're not concerned with they're upset you're disrupting their propaganda a lot of times. They're upset about the pedophile propaganda being delusional, fucking mind-melting stuff. Being like accepted and pushed and stuff. Yeah, well. Anyways, Captain, I'm waiting your orders and what it is I have to do next. My next mission. Will it be have the crackheads jump me, or will we come up with a new thing eventually? And I noticed we destroyed my transmission twice. We're not very inventive in that field, are we? What do you do when you hit everything on the car, right? And see, we don't have any discussion about their lack of care for safety on the road, destroying people's cars and stuff. No discussion about that. Well, come on, guys. Let's put our heads together and let's get some interrogations done here on the people who've been involved on all this stuff. They must know an awful lot. They could tell us a lot about the world. People teleport know a lot more than anyone's talking about, right? And people who do this hive mind shit, they know way more than anyone's talking about all this stupid stuff about, oh, we can't afford food anymore, and oh, this and that, and this and that, and oh, and wars, and oh, brown people, they're still alive, you know. Well, let's figure something else out. I know I'm not talking to the people who've already told me that other people who are killing me are more important than people who they're killing. So obviously not talking to those people, but they watch my channels, or it gets beamed to their to the, what's that called, the code, to the code. When you, what's the folder directory called? The character directory folder, probably. Have that information transported there or something. They definitely aren't reading any books about it or emails about it. That'd be reading. And I don't know, maybe the news is talking about it. I don't know what it says when I'm not looking at it. It's weird what it says when I am looking at it. We'll figure out what's going on and why we have nations where these things happen, and no one in the world stops things like that from happening, like groups controlling everything and then trying to kill people or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? We gotta have interrogations first to get them to tell us what they are and what the master's plan is. For their actions, for their bot-like actions. I can see they're plenty pushing their little storyline now. Yeah, so that's going to be the answer for everything, right? You got to get hope, and we'll smoke some hope. And you got look for the future. When I'm 90, we'll have an answer. I can't wait. This will let me, fight to live, so you can get in. So you can think you're going to get an answer by the time you're 90. Fight to live. Fight to live. While they're trying to kill you, you're supposed to be fighting to live. That's weird. Like, they'll tell you that. They'll be like trying to kill you. And they'll be like sucking your life from you, and they'll be like, but you gotta keep living. Like, bop, schizo, crackhead bop brains and stuff. Never know. Just whatever word they can get 2 cents from you with and suck your life from you, which is more valuable than anything they'll ever own. But they're non-existent fucking trash who somehow have all this time and shit to get in the way of someone who can't fuck up a McDonald's order. It's weird shit that just goes on. They make it happen. It's like the people around me were like, the Esther was all like up in some fucking murder type shit. And then other people were like talking about it too, like, what are they up to? And it's like, well, I'm like 6, I'm gonna need your help here. Not just you saying, that doesn't look good. I can't. I'm over here getting fucking beat because shit stolen from me because I don't fucking like it. And then it becomes like a theme here, which is like acceptable for these type of people to do shit like this. It's still like I just oh, that's right. When the humans tried to kill me, they forced me to go to deal with their doctors and shit and stuff, because that's part of their tribute scheme there, is to get to turn each person into a way to steal $100,000 from everyone else. And then the dude was one of them, obviously, doctor. He was at the Wexner Center, that's Epstein and stuff. And interrogated me about fucking what goes on in my life. It's like, your race knows. Why are we asking me about my life? Your race knows what you're doing in my life. Why are we wasting my time? Just and then when that was over, I leave the court, and guess who's there to waste my time? One of them in a wheelchair with a Bible, to threaten that I need to worship them or I'm going to die. See, there's a theme here. They're proving they've created this to waste people's time in life. To not waste, it's thrown away, it's killing you, and your blood, your time is more valuable than money. And their people know that. And that's why every system in the world, they have this market. It's like a monopoly on and shit. And they use it for that. You can generally see that pretty easily. Well, you guys let me know when you figured it out, right? I'll be right here, or wherever you want me to be, wherever you make me be next. And you'll know where I'm at, and you can come and tell me all about it. What day the interrogation will take place, and who will get to do it, because I'm sure if we could convince them to do anything, that I wouldn't get to ask a single question, and they just be like, where were you on the night of Santa Claus? Oh, you're at home? Oh, okay, well, let's go, this is over then. Yeah. You would have to specify with these people the reason to interrogate them is to ask questions of value, instead of being like, do you think, we brought you in here today to find out if you think that Obama is a man or a woman. Oh, is it many people think it's a woman? It's like, yeah, well, they all look the same, so there's no point in discussing that. When are we going to get these answers here about what's going on? And why these trash bots are allowed to act this way and shit. What's the purpose? We're in a little game world, and the evil people are the ones who say they're good? Or we're just in the real world, and the evil people are the ones who say they're good? Some sort of, they're aim people. They definitely ain't people, is what I'm saying. Either way, there's non-people here. That's pretty obvious after 2020. We're just dealing with them. Obviously, watching people magically appear like they're teleporting. And the humans can't do that stuff, so they don't. Like there's something else doing that. Well, let me know when you guys figure it out, right? I'm sure the world will be all pretty and roses at that point in time, and everyone will stop having sex with their animals and their children, and men having sex with men. The world will have time to heal.